Good day, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. In this subject, we would like to present you about the project that involved in managing an IT project for Google Apps training for secondary schools teacher in Kota Kedondong.
Hi, I'm Rizamie. My metric number is 71927. Our group name is Unity. Wazif is the project manager. Mcarthur is the resource manager. Yuzairie, Zaideel and me as team member. John, Helen, Barbara and Charles are the training facilitator. Skills for project manager include planning, risk management, leadership, and etc. Skills for resource manager include detail-oriented, able to manage priorities, interpersonal and communication skill. As for the team members, teamwork, adaptability, and problem-solving skills are required. And our training facilitator skills are effective communication, energetic personality, experience in conducting training, and expertise in Google applications.
My name is Mohamad Yuzairie bin Yusri with number metric 72797. I will present roles and responsibility. We have 4 roles, which is project manager, resource manager, team member, and training facilitator. For project manager responsibility, responsible for the completion of the project, ensure the project proceed within specified time frame and under established budget, ensure the project is given sufficient resources while managing relationship with stakeholder. Resource manager, manage resource pool assignable to the project, work with project manager to coordinate resource and capability and workload, ensure resource fulfillment to project demand. Team members' responsibility is contribute to overall project objective, completing individual deliverables, and documenting the process. For training facilitators, responsible design and plan the training, select the tool that help the participant progress toward the outcome. Work with project manager to coordinate resource capabilities and workload. And finally, guide and control participant to achieve objective of the training. Read, understood, and agree to adhere by the rules and regulations of this project.
We have three statements for the project which are challenge, problem, and goal statement. In challenge statement, we have three challenge statement, which is 100 secondary school to participate, and educating teacher to be well skilled using Google App, or introducing online learning basic to teachers that are not familiar with. In the problem statement, we didn't have enough manpower to run the project, and mostly hardware unavailability and incompatibility, and some teachers are lack of computer skills. Final one, which is goal statement, we make sure most of the secondary teacher in Kota Kedondong to be able to be well skilled in using Google Apps. Skill learn that are to be shared among the teachers, and more flexibility in teaching and learning between teachers and students.
I will be explaining the action plan for this project, the roles and responsibility of each team member. The first team member, Awangku Wazif Syahmi, will track every team member progress, provide MOV, TCO, TBO and recommendation of the project, and documenting the process that is needed by 13 November 2021. Second member, which is myself, Mcarthur Balang, will perform research on Google Apps, provide brief summary of the challenge, problem, or opportunity statement which is needed by 12 November 2021. The third member, Mohamad Yuzairie bin Yusri, will perform research on Google Apps, documenting team learning record and the action plan. This is needed by 12 November 2021. Fourth member, Rizamie, will find necessary resource for the project, provide details such as team name, team members, skills, knowledge inventory, roles, and responsibility which are agreed upon. And all of these are needed by 11 November 2021. Our last member, Mohamad Zaideel Yazua, will conduct interview with school at Kota Kendondong. He also will provide a project description which will be needed by 30 November 2021. Next, I will be explaining the team learning record for this project. From what we know, Google Apps is a method for teaching and learning, but we assume that Google Apps can increase student interest in teaching and learning. However, what we don't know is, did every teacher use Google Apps as a teaching and learning tool? Also, Google Apps required an internet connection. However, we don't know that does every teacher have a good internet connection. And we also know 100 secondary school teachers will participate in this training. However, is all teachers have their own notebook. Also, the duration of this training will be in 6 months. We assume that this training will be improve the efficiency in teaching and learning with Google Apps. However, we still don't know where the training will be conducted.
Hi, I'm Awangku Syahmi bin Awang Shahpudin with metric number 69175. For my part, I will be explaining on measurable organizational value, or also known as MOV. There are 5 criteria in making MOV, which is desired area of impact, desired value of project, develop an appropriate metric, time frame for achieving MOV, and MOV summary. Area of impact has 5 categories which include customer, strategic, financial, operational, and social. In the first part, the customer able to get new service or product, get better quality service or products, and reduce the price of service or products. For strategic, the impact will be increasing the market share, changing in terms of competition within the market, and make new market penetration. In financial, there would be increase in revenue and decrease in expense. The impact for operational would be that the process become more effective and efficient. There will also be improve in education and improvement in social part. In the desired value of project, there are 4 parts to be checked, which are better, faster, cheaper, and do more. In the better value, the effectiveness of teaching in class increased significantly. The faster part is learning activity will be much faster and easier, and the next part is cheaper value. The project will have low cost maintenance, and the last part, which is do more, the improvement in the productivity of both teacher and student in teaching and learning in class. Next, to develop an appropriate metric, there should be at least 80% of secondary school teachers that attend the project using Google Apps for teaching and learning, and increase in teaching effectiveness by 10%. To achieve the time frame for achieving MOV, the project will need 6 month period to achieve the MOV. For achieving MOV summary, it's same as area of impact, which has 5 part, which is include customer, strategic, financial, operational, and social. So the project will be successful in customer if more or equal to 80% of secondary school teachers in Kota Kedondong are using Google App for teaching and learning within 6 month period. For strategic, within the duration of 6 months, the project will enhance about 10% of total student communication with teachers through learning set channel. For the financial part, the expense for teaching using Google App does not add any additional cost on teacher expense within 6 months of teaching period. Within 6 months of period, the teaching effectiveness process is increased by 10% for operational impact. Within 6 month period also, about 10% of Kota Kedondong students are more aware of Google Apps teaching and learning methods. There are 3 alternatives for our project, which include the 3, which is do nothing, which is maintaining the status quo, purchase software package, which the already built software package, but we purchase it for our system, and then build a custom system which we build ourselves. For the maintaining status quo, the project maintained in using Google Docs, Google Slide, Google Sheet, etc., which we using the original method we have used, which is Google Apps, which we refer the maintaining status quo as alternative 1. Meanwhile, the purchasing a software package, which is alternative 2, we're gonna use Microsoft 365, which is a paid software that is built by Microsoft company, in which the package include Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and etc. Since it's easy to be used, and most of the teacher are already familiar with the software. And the last one, which is building a custom system, we'll build a custom system that build ourselves for custom learning that can fulfill the need of the project. The system might cost more than purchasing available software package, as the project would require hiring IT associate to build the custom system. So the building custom system will be referred to as alternative number 3. TCO, or total cost of ownership, is the part where we use ringgit, which is ringgit Malaysia, for calculating the resource. So we have 4 resources, which include hardware, software, training, support, and maintenance. So for hardware, we have 3 items, which is Intel Esperion, Scale Projector, and Projector. Both alternatives have same amount. For the software, it's a bit different. Since Google Apps Learning is we using the free software, it doesn't cost any value. Meanwhile, the Microsoft 365 family, it costs a bit less expensive than alternative 3, but more we need to spend about 16,200 for Microsoft family. Meanwhile, the custom learning software, which is alternative 3, costs like 20,000, which is estimated value, to build the custom system, since it's require another IT member to build the system. So for the resource in training, we have 2 weeks in training for the facilitator to train, to teach the teachers in the school, about 100 teachers that can do school. So for the support maintenance, we provide 4,000 ringgit budget for both alternative, in case it got downtime or any hardware failure or something. So for the total cost, alternative 1 has the lowest value amongst the 2 alternative, which is alternative 2 and alternative 3. In TBO, or total benefit of ownerships, we have 3 types of alternative, which I already said before, which is alternative 1, Google Apps Learning; alternative 2, Microsoft 365 family; and alternative 3, custom learning software. So alternative 1, there are about 4 benefits, which is free, it is free, is user friendly, efficient, and risk free. For alternative 2, it has features, we provide many features, more stable, and doesn't require internet connection to function. So the last one is, which is alternative 3, it require requirement fulfill the project, and it have unique, since we build it from the ground up. So the recommendation for our project is the alternative 1, which is we keep on using Google Apps, since it's more cheaper, is free, has user friendly interface, and efficient, and more risk free.
Resources divided into 4 parts. First one is people, which are the group members mentioned earlier. Next, facility, which is Wi-Fi. Technologies include laptop, projector, screen projector, and Google applications. Other resources needed are fuel allowance, refreshment for the training, and facilitated training.
We create 2 diagrams, which is the SDC and this SC. SDC, also known as System Development Lifecycle, provide a brief look on the project development lifecycle. The Deliverable Structure Chart, DSC, is a further diagram of our DSC. It has business case, project plan, SDLC, which is execute and control, costing of project, and project evaluation.
I will be breaking down the use case diagram for a Google Application Training Program project. First, the teacher have to register Google Application Training. They will be provided with Google application that are provided by the Resource Manager. Resource Manager have to check Google application form for the registered teacher who are participant in the training. The teacher can also view training schedule after the register. During the training session, they will be provided with Google Application Training by the training facilitator. Optionally, To those teachers who don't have hardware, they will provide hardware necessity by the training facilitator.
For work breakdown structure, our project took 6 months. First, initialize and conceptual project took 9 days. Project plan 10 days. Planning and analysis 20 days. Designing 3 days. Implementation 56 days. Maintenance 56 days. Close project 3 days. And evaluate project success 3 days.
In the project, we have been given about 100,000 ringgit for the budget of the project. In the project, we use monthly wages as our guideline in distributing the budget. The hardware are also spent with accumulate about 39,916 ringgit. For the task linking, the planning and the analysis, acquiring venue for the project and acquiring people and additional resource can be done simultaneously. Meanwhile, project training and project maintenance both can be done at the same time. For the beginning and the ending of projects, we have the beginning date of the project, which is 1st September 2021, and the end date of the project is 1st June 2022. Duration for the project is accumulated to about total of 131 days. The critical part is the part where the task will take a long time to complete. So there are two critical parts, which are the project training and the project maintenance. The allocation of the resource are a bit allocated, but it doesn't have a significant impact on the team since the time given are reasonable to complete the task. In the revised schedule, we have about 8 total of pages that need to be revised, and about 10% of the original day has been cut from 105 days into 94 days. For the budget, we have cut the budget from 39,916 ringgit into 31,933 ringgit, which is about 20% of the budget that has been cut. In risk response plan, we have 5 phases to determine the risk, and each of the risks has its own owner to handle it. For now, the risks are mainly about unclear scope of the project, and most of it can be handled either avoid or be accept.
We decided to use direct cutover as our conversion strategy because it can save time by directly implement the new system and less expensive compared to other conversion strategies.
For the project closure, a checklist has been made. It is divided into 4 segments: sponsor, client, financial, and administrative. Each segment has their own tasks that need to be completed. The purpose of the checklist is we use it as a guideline to satisfy every task that is required for this project, so it will be running smoothly. Also, we use it to track down every task that has not been done and also that's already been done. There is also a comment section that team member can fill in with recommendation and improvement, so we can take it as a note in the future to improve our project management skill.
For project MOV evaluation, did the project achieve its MOV? Yes, the project achieved its MOV. How will the sponsor customer will be satisfied? The project will enhance about 10% of total students' communication with teachers through new learning channel during 6 months of period. How can the project be managed well? The team have good communication and work hard to achieve the project MOV. Complete all tasks on time and double check all tasks before submitting them. How did the project manager and team to act in a professional and ethical manner? The project manager did an excellent job managing the project and all the members did the task perfectly. What must be done right? Project scope and goal must be consistent, the schedule must be followed, and the budget must be sought well from the sponsorship.